Well, the Summer Jaguar Festival 2019 is just about to, well, reach its climax, really, with the Jaguar Parade, of course, partly celebrating 60th anniversary of the Mark II saloon, but mainly just getting a really, really nice selection of special Jaguars out around the roads around Blenheim Palace Park. You can see them forming up behind me. There's a whole long line of them, and they're going to be driving around some of the roads that, well, cars have never been down at Blenheim Palace before, and hopefully we'll give you a bit of a running commentary on some of the cars as they come through. Nigel from CMC is driving that Jaguar C-Type. Behind him is the SS100 as the cars get underway, and I shall get out of your way so you can enjoy the noise and the sounds from these lovely Jaguars. We start then, as I say, with the CMC Jaguar C-Type with Nigel Woodward at the wheel of that car. Nigel from CMC proudly sponsoring and supporting this parade today. Winding the car up nicely. And then on to another one of the CMC cars. This is the SS100, of course the Jaguar that started the Jaguar name. SS cars before the war was called, well, SS. After the war that of course became a car name that you really didn't want. So Jaguar it was after the Second World War. Followed then by the SS1 and a lovely XK120 to take us into the 1940s. LXW 984 comes through, another beautiful XK120, a car that Jaguar never intended to put into production. It was really a motor show concept to show off the XK engine that they developed. Such was the excitement around that vehicle, though, at the motor show that they did put it into production, and of course it gave rise to the XK120, the 140 and the 150 that followed it. Ron Siddle there in the Jaguar C-Type has just gone through, followed by the Hawthorne, Bueb and Percy Jaguar D-Type, of course enjoyed success at Le Mans in the mid-1950s. And some more of those later XKs, the XK140s and 150s making their way through now. Big, stunning Jaguar saloon, driven by Graham Searle there from the Jaguar Enthusiast Club. And then the anniversary cars themselves. Grace, space and pace was Sir William Lyon's mantra for Jaguar. Of course, the 60th anniversary of the Jaguar Mark II this year. The compact saloon, 240 brake horsepower from these engines, so they were very popular with bank robbers in the day. And one of the Mark II drivers just showing us what it can do as he approaches the start line here for the Summer Jaguar Festival Parade 2019. A whole long line of these anniversary cars, of course. Very famous in Oxfordshire, not only for Inspector Morse, just in keeping with our film and TV theme this year, but of course in the spin-off series Endeavour and the Mark I from Endeavour we have up in the film and TV area as well. As the Mark IIs make their way through. This one, a 3.8 litre 1963 Mark II Saloon 870 JOC. This is Alan Perkins from Potter's Bar in Hertfordshire has brought this car. And his son is 25 today, so happy birthday to him. Stunning S-Type approaching us on the parade, PRP 118D in that lovely red colour as it crosses the line to start the CMC parade here at the Summer Jaguar Festival. And then we're on to the first of the Jaguar E-Types then. A lovely Series 1 Coupe. 1966 2+2 this one. This is from just down the road in Woodstock in Oxfordshire. Extensively restored that car. And another 2+2 coupe with a flag flying high. And then we're on to the first of the big saloons, the 420G there. That's Jeremy Topping from Aylesbury. Next a 340 saloon. Come all the way from Bristol to be with us this weekend. Followed by another white 240 saloon that's driven up from Kent today. That's Stephen James at the wheel of that car. The E-Types making their way through as well. As we get later and later on into the production run of the E-Types, as the V12s make their way through, of course, the changes that took the Jaguar E-Type really through the 1960s and out into the 1970s. 1968 saw the arrival of the XJ6, of course, and that lovely Series 1 XJ6 all the way from Holland to be with us this weekend. And then we're on to the XJSs. Some very early rubber bumpered, what they call pre-HE XJSs. A TWR XJS making its way through there, the XJRS with the 6-litre engine. This is an XJS 5.3 V12 Coupe coming from Lyndhurst in Hampshire. This is Tony Amos at the wheel of this one. This car's done a total of 170,000 miles, he tells us. Before Kev Vinnie from Hove in Sussex with his 5.3 litre XJS convertible, just making his way down the parade route now. The XJS, of course, took over from the Jaguar E-Type, was the successor, but with a totally different ethos. Of course, it was never really supposed to be an out-and-out sports car, more the sort of car you could drive the golf clubs to Monaco with. Of course, lasted Jaguar right the way through till the mid-1990s. On then to, of course, to the saloons. We saw the Mark 1 XJ6 earlier on. By the late 1980s, this is what they were producing. Of course, the XJ40 shape XJ6. And some stunning examples of the XJ40 making their way through before we go into the 1990s and Ford ownership, of course, of Jaguar with the X300s. That beautiful sort of aquamarine blue XJR there, a car really synonymous with the X300 XJ6 throughout the years. Some more of the X300s make their way through. And then the first of our XK8s. This is Stuart Jones from Cannock in Staffordshire. Firmly believes that the XK8 is a future classic. This one, an XKR 4.4 supercharged coupe. This is Graham Wood from Burwash in East Sussex. It's a 6-speed manual, that car, very rare car, with a twin-pate clutch and that supercharged V8 4.4 litre engine. And I see the competition seats and 4-point harnesses in there as well. Followed by another couple of coupes and a nice XK8 convertible joining us there with a Jaguar on the roof. We like that. Sea Frost, that colour is, and that's come all the way from Chelmsford in Essex to be with us this weekend. And then a couple of supercharged convertibles, the last of which has come all the way from Aberdeen, so he deserves special recognition for a good long trip down from the top of Scotland there to be here at Blenheim this weekend. Then, of course, the DNA from the Mark II 60th anniversary this year runs through to this, the S-Type, and a lot of the early 2000 model S-Types running through at the moment. Before we get to the first of our X-Types, which is Ken Bruce from Sutton Coldfield, with his 2-litre saloon, and then to the X350 shape XJ6s. That's Mark from Sheffield driving that car. The first diesel Jaguar we've had on the parade so far, with Andy Grounds from Sturminster in Dorset at the wheel of that ivory coloured car. And then the first of the XKs, 2007 4.2 litre XK there, a nice black ebony coloured car joining us. Some more convertible versions of the XK. That one from Malvern, that's David Fuller at the wheel of that one. Brian Leggett from Wadhurst in Kent has joined us. And this one, DS07, all the way from North Wales, which is an XKRS Coupe. This has come from Staines, this car. Spectrum Blue, that particular XK. Anthony Parkin then from Chipping Norton with this 5-litre XKR. And an XKRS, again the 5-litre sports coupe version of that. So that's Jerry Hulford at the wheel of that from West Sussex. One of the first new XKRS cars ever produced by Jaguar, and 550 brake horsepower under the bonnet of that one. Coming down the parade route now is Steve Brewer from Horsham in West Sussex with his XKR, SB114 SEP. And then this is the first of the XFs that we've seen on the parade so far. This, Bob Turner from Dunstable in Bedfordshire with his remapped 3-litre twin-turbo diesel. A 3-litre D Sport brake coming through there as well. And a XF RS Sport brake, very rare car. Jim Bradford from New Milton in Hampshire, making all the noise with that lovely blue car that came through there. And then the first of our F-types joining us. This is Graham Spooner from Bristol, followed swiftly behind by Steve Roberts from Fernhill Heath in his F-type. This is the R Coupe joining us on the hill now. An XFR Sport 180D Sport brake entering the parade. This is Tony Nell from Southend-on-Sea, and that's his first ever Jaguar, and he's very proud of showing it off to us all this weekend. And then the first of the very, very modern Jaguars that's joined us here at the Summer Jaguar Festival. That's the E-Pace P300. This is, of course, the compact SUV that Jaguar brought to market a few years ago. And very exciting to see the I-Pace all-electric version of that on the parade as well. That's the Project 7 there. Rob Jenner at the wheel of that, come all the way from Berwick-on-Tweed to drive the Project 7 that was kindly given to us from Sturgis JLR in Leicester. And that just about brings us to the end, I think, of the parade cars that have come through. Those parade cars will now travel around the Blenheim Palace grounds, enjoy themselves, take in the view, and we'll go and take in the rest of the view from around the palace. See you in a sec.